Okay, it's Bob and Andrew. Hey, son.
Howdy.
And Ed Kelly joining us from Detroit.
What's up?
Well, what's up is that Andrew and I just had a father-son experience that was close to seeing God, would you say?
Yeah, there were unbelievable sights and sounds and smells I will never forget.
Bob, did you play Black Sabbath in 78 backwards again?
No. What we did is we went to see the Grateful Dead, and it's not called the Grateful Dead. It's at the Sphere here in Las Vegas, and they call it Dead and Company. And Dead and Company is essentially they used to call them, what did they call them? What's left of the Grateful Dead? Or they used to call them something. I remember. But now they're touring.
The Grateful to Still Be Alive?
That's me. They're touring, I guess, around the country with some of these graphics. But if you've never been to the Sphere in Las Vegas,
Right,
it's the greatest show on earth. It is the most amazing entertainment venue that exists, period, in the world.
really?
It cost $2.3 billion to build. And the other night we decided to just go ahead and check out the Grateful Dead. Were you surprised?
About what? That you wanted to go do something?
At least
That you were able to get out of the house and
Yeah.
stay awake past 6 p.m.? Yeah, I was amazed.
No, you know what I mean. Andrew comes to town, and I said, "Do you want to go to see the Grateful Dead?" And I thought he would go, some band that's 600 years old, and I thought he would say no, but you didn't. Why?
Oh, well, I'll do almost anything with you.
fish tickets were sold out.
I just got my, Mom and I just had our bonding time. We got pedicures, so I like our bonding time better. But
Say hi, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa.
Come in and just take some pictures.
but yeah, that's what I come out. I mean, I'm here to spend your money, so that's what The government's going to take a bunch of it. I'm trying. We're going to give it back to them on our terms right now.
All right. I was surprised because I really never liked the Grateful Dead that much. Did you ever go, Ed?
Yeah,
And were you like...
I went for the girls, to be honest with you.
Tell me about that.
Well, they were just really cool, friendly hippie chicks, higher than lab rats usually, and very easy to get to know.
I think you have to fly out to Vegas tomorrow.
Oh,
Because one of the startling things about this show is that the crowd is young.
mm-hmm.
So you've got Bob Weir, who's, I think, 106 years old. He might run for president.
Yes.
And you've got, what's his name?
He might be the best candidate.
Yeah.
John Mayer is playing guitar also.
And John Mayer is, someone said he was a
Check magnet.
magnet.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yes,
he's more than. I mean, I had a little half a chub just looking at him.
Oh,
He's a pretty man, But that was also the music too,
TMI. How does your son identify these days, by the way? Is he non-binary?
We got a screen from the waist up, so for a reason. Don't worry about it.
I don't know if I've always felt he was on the spectrum somewhere.
Yeah.
But he
It varies by day,
Yeah.
That's the
Who's available?
he really does go after the girls. So I don't know. It's none of my business. Anyway, the Grateful Dead, of course, don't exist anymore. They call it Dead and Company, and they're touring, but they're at the Sphere right now. And the thing there's no way I can explain it to Ed. You can't know it.
I have seen pictures, but it's not.
It doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
It's being at the Sphere is like being in virtual reality without the dumb-looking headset.
Well, that's what I read an article. That's what they're gonna eventually. They're gonna sell this concert as a VR capable headset, experience, and then you're gonna plug in your headphones, and then you can smoke the doobie from the privacy of your couch without an usher coming by to harsh your buzz.
And by the way, this past year when Taylor Swift was the huge thing, I remember saying to myself, "There's no way I'm going to pay what Keith paid. Keith paid $4,000.
I know.
for Leanne to take the two girls.
Crazy money.
And that's what he admitted to paying. So I actually think it was probably more.
Yeah. Oh, you are his dad. Yeah.
But when the Taylor Swift thing happened, I remember thinking to myself, why doesn't she just package this and put it in the movie theater?
She did. It just made $100 million.
and then when she did that, I was like, well, why should I pay $18? I want to see it on my home theater at home.
Yeah.
And now it's on the Disney Channel. So this Grateful Dead thing, I have to tell you, it's as big as Taylor Swift. It is taking this band and branding it and packaging it for the younger audience, and they're already hip to it. I mean,
right.
Going to a 3.5 hour show, first off, is something Andrew wasn't kidding. I don't really get out that long.
Mm. Springsteen did something that long.
Springsteen was about 2 hours and 20 minutes. This dwarfs that even. But going to that show, as we're walking in, I thought it was 1969 and we were at Woodstock.
The long flowy hippie dresses, the macrame tops.
Yeah, I was a big fan. It was cool too, because I was glad I had you there. I didn't embarrass myself, because you walk in and people are holding up the peace sign and you want to be like, yeah, man, way to go. And the guy's like, no, I just need 2 tickets. Like that was the...
Looking for a miracle. Yeah, that price.
Well, the prices, this is what we should talk about.
Oh man, this is going to be his new crypto app. I mean, he's looking at the thing going, I'm holding out for a better price.
Not a good idea last night, by the way.
Well, Saturday night, we went Thursday and Saturday. So we saw it Thursday, and then we decided that's so amazing.
Really?
We should come back with drugs and then see it again.
I'm on drugs every day.
That's true.
Yes, yeah. I think he's talking cheap here.
Glyptophan and yeah.
So the thing is that if you bought them in advance, you were like, these are so expensive. Some of them are $300 or $400, and then then they start to go on the resale market. And I have gotten lucky. I got lucky with you too. I got lucky with Bruce Springsteen, because there were more people trying to sell tickets than there were buyers on the day of the show.
Right.
Sometimes happens. But not with this. We were sitting on the couch in the morning, and I was like, well, there's a good one for about $350. And about 10 minutes later, there was nothing less than about $600 or $700. And because he's my son, he's going to get the money when I croak anyway.
You had the DNA done, right?
Yeah, based on facial structure and attitude and
Because when I used to go see him,
sense of
you were the
humor.
guy that was there. So yeah.
So anyway, the story I want to tell you is
it's too late to back out now. He can't.
We got pretty expensive tickets for the Saturday night show, but it was incredible. And
they were the same section, practically, just the other side of the sphere. But
as we were driving up, the lowest price ticket left was $4,000.
$4,000? Oh my gosh! So, it would have to be Taylor Swift naked for me to pay that guy. I mean, that's just a lot of money for a ticket.
I recommend the deep fakes.
I'm not that desperate.
Okay, good. You already have your own Taylor Swift. Anyway, so how to tell the story?
Was Wavy Gravy there? That's what I want. Is he still alive? That's what I want.
Us old people don't matter.
That's true.
There were not that many of us.
Yeah. Well, that's what you were talking about. You called them classic rock brands. You insert the R in there because even J-Lo is struggling to sell tickets. Like, the brands of artists aren't as strong as they used to be. So,
J-Lo.
They just get a new hot guy to play guitar and then keep the music going.
Yeah.
I mean, Journey has an Asian guy singing for them now, it's...
And that's
we got him off YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what's happened is this band is now forever. In fact, as the concert ends, they put their slogan up on the giant screen, and and it says "Dead Forever." And I'm like, "You have to remind me."
You are going to be dead forever.
Yeah.
Why am I? I'm hearing Crimson King.
Well, the reason they do that is because this band now that they have John Mayer as the young guitarist, this band now, when Bob Weir joins Jerry Garcia
in the Great Beyond.
I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I haven't been there.
The ultimate jam band, right?
Yeah.
If there's a rock and roll heaven, Bob.
I know, I get it. When he joins Jerry Garcia, then they'll just get another younger guy, and Dead and Company will tour for 1,000 years. 1,000 years.
You're out front because your name is Bob. I mean, you might be in line for the gig.
No.
Do they go by alphabetical?
You missed the whole part about this being for young people. So we're there last night, and it's hippie chicks dancing, good-looking guys, crowd going crazy up on the stage.
Higher than lab rats.
Yeah. The Sphere is an interesting place, too, because the closer you are to the band, the shittier your seats are.
Yeah, it's the only concert venue I've seen where the further you are, the more expensive the tickets go. It's opposite of every other venue because there's visuals. You're in an IMAX dome, where even if you look straight up, there's visuals happening above you, and so like the floor seats are GA floor seats, which are pretty cool, but you're gonna miss a ton of the experience because your head's gonna be straight up.
And you have to stand. There's no chairs on the floor, which is, I mean, every concert we go to, the people in the front right near the band are always standing anyway. I hate that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't you people sit down and be quiet?
That's what I loved about the Bruce Springsteen concert is most people were just kind of sitting down.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference to see, some people are standing, some people are rolling. So, just a little bit of a...
Rolling. Wow.
But even at Springsteen, the people who bought the expensive seats were standing.
Yeah.
And so
I know.
So the thing about the Sphere also is it is such a steep amphitheater that even if people stand, you don't really have to stand. So
that's good.
It's quite interesting. But the phenomenon most amazing to me is that, and Bob Lefsetz wrote about this, we're not minting any new stars.
Very few.
And so kids who are now able to recreationally purchase marijuana, they don't have a young Grateful Dead band. The band for them doesn't exist. So this jam band, as well as Queen, they just sold their catalog for $1 billion. Kiss sold their catalog. And so what's happening, I believe, is that classic rock acts will never die.
Classic for a reason.
Yeah. We will die.
Yes.
All their members will die. All the people who made the records and wrote the songs will die. But I think the music will actually live on through generations.
Well, your music will outlive you. We create what we create outlives us. It's just out there in the
That's part of your legacy.
Yes, it is. Big time.
Six people will click on YouTube. I'm talking making billions of dollars.
Right.
Yeah. I know.
So anyway,
what were so you were never a fan necessarily of the Grateful Dead?
No, Joe was. You
Have you been to a show before?
Never in my life. No.
And you just heard the music and you thought, I hate happiness and fun. I like anger in my music.
You know what it was? It was a jam band. It was long, and it wasn't beautifully produced like hit records. And so, and I know people used to make bootleg tapes. So I didn't really think,
Well, I mean, some of the finest lyricists of our time are in this band. I mean, I wrote down some of the lyrics, do, 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 walking in the sunshine. You're not a fan? What I really want to know is, how does the song go? I mean, genius level.
Yeah. Actually, they do have some beautiful poetry.
I can see why. I mean, this is I've been searching for my people, and I'm all about this.
So this
It's
is the
an
other thing.
I'm gonna
It was
go
an
live in a
epiphany for you.
van.
So
And
Andrew,
follow these guys everywhere I go.
I'm medicinal. He's recreational. Let me
There you
just
go.
say that.
Yeah.
But Andrew at the show, I think, was as surprised as me that these were his people. That 20 to 40-year-olds are there primarily, and they make no mistake. I mean, they don't.
They don't try to hide it.
No, they don't mislead you that it's kind of a trippy experience, and that's the other part of the story. Now, Ed, do you ever do shrooms? And I'm not
No,
talking about on a pizza.
Twice in my life in my teens in that
Okay.
sense. But I would microdose if I had a
Well,
reliable
Andrew's
supply.
going to tell you tell him how to do that.
Well, they sell.
They
Yeah, the
you know.
ubiquitous they.
In Vegas now, you can buy their microdose mushrooms in a gummy form that you can
Not
get
on
at
the
a
strip.
gas station.
Not on the strip. Go off the strip.
is that right? How do you know this?
Now tell me, because I posted to Facebook and people were like, "Oh, you went to the wrong store or whatever."
Yeah,
Because
no,
I just
everything-
got the.
Everything on the strip is like the fake marijuana, the synthetic stuff.
Oh, sure.
And then, but if you go to the old parts of town, and
Well, no, this is like strictly like gas station. I mean, I used to get my drugs behind a gas station. Now I'm buying them inside the gas station, which is crazy.
All right, he's writing jokes. Some of this material will show. He bought some gas station gummies, which I
Oh,
couldn't
boy.
believe it. Like I know.
edibles scare me.
I
Well,
wouldn't even
this is
trust a corn dog.
Yeah, gas station sushi is not on the table, but
They didn't work, right? They were very weak.
well,
Potentially deadly.
they did take there was an effect. I mean, so we went Thursday night, and then I had recorded a podcast all day, so I got home with like 30 minutes, and then you were like, "We're getting in the car now," and I was like, "Oh," and so I grabbed. I counted out 7. They have a dosage guide on the package that says
Okay,
7
so is
or
it
more.
10
Like,
grams
trip.
or
I don't know how to measure what it's tough to measure exactly what's in
it's
it.
a package of gas station gummies. You do not know what's in it. And it
Well, that's
says no psilocybin in here.
Right.
But it'll get you, it is the same thing. But no. And I'm looking at the ingredients, and the best ingredient is other ingredients.
every once in a while, Lizzie will give me a piece of candy and I won't,
Yeah.
what is, oh, you'll sleep.
No.
So I took 7, and I
Andrew.
Sounds like a big number, but
it really didn't have. I was really just. I was feeling a little something, but I was just mad that I hadn't committed to the bit, because a lot of times I'm a pussy when I do drugs. I'm like counting them out and I'm measuring carefully, and then once you're in the experience and you're like, oh, I'm not dying, you're like, give me a lollipop, I'll suck on your toes. Where's a frog? Just let me lick anything. Like let me go crazy, And so, literally, people in our section are lighting up
by the way,
pre-roll joints.
I
and-
used to have to hide these tendencies from my parents.
That's
Didn't
right.
you too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
But yes, so there were people in our section Thursday night just lighting up a joint, and I could smell it, and I was mostly sober, so I was just mad that I wasn't high for the show, and so I was glad we got to go a second time and really give it a go.
I'm glad to hear you're erring on the side of caution, though, because
Of course.
edibles, creep up on you.
Yeah,
Everybody-
and the gas
because-
station stuff. I mean, there's like all sorts of, the FDA. I mean, who trusts these government regulations? But,
By the way, the bag says not approved by the FDA.
The FDA, yes.
and they just put out a warning, like could have seizures and could have,
Yeah.
But they just
Yeah.
they want to get their cut of it.
Well, they just want it to look like a prescription drug list of
Right,
symptoms
yeah, exactly.
too.
Oh,
Anyway.
no, it's also because an FDA clearance is it costs you billions to
Right.
get.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true. Gas station gummies don't have that kind of bread.
Well,
They
let
don't.
them save up a little bit, and
Jack up the price of gas.
but the difference between Thursday and Saturday, I mean, the crowd is louder. I mean, it's just a whole other experience.
Saturday was louder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot like a comedy club, actually.
Is it? Yeah.
And I mean, that's kind of what I was, they took their intermission at a different time, and he was like, well, this is earlier. Maybe they'll do a shorter show. And I was like, no, Saturday's the night that they're going to go all
They're going to
out.
enjoy playing Saturday.
Well, I went. Wavy Gravy spiffed me a couple of tickets when he was selling. He was hawking deadwear, basically, which I still have. I have Grateful Dead underwear. I have Grateful Dead everything because he just laid all kinds of product on us.
Yeah, you have Grateful Dead underwear. Was it mismatched color tie-dye before or after you wore them? The brown spots are not natural to the...
Yes, I know. No, there are no stripes.
Okay, good.
They just had the logo on the band. They were pretty conservative, actually. But I got a bunch of the stuff. And I went to the show, and Pontiac Silverdome's no longer there, but I waited in line, and this beautiful blonde just turns around and just starts talking away, you know, and yeah. Hi, yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm Sunflower. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm Dandelion.
Yeah.
You know. I just thought, wow, this is a whole nother culture.
It is, you know, so Saturday we were in a cooler section and people were, you know, just really meeting each other and being friendly. And there was people dancing in the aisles. And there was one guy up front who I just thought he was like watching the crowd because he was just enjoying other people's enjoyment. And those are like the people that are like, you know, there was some old guy we kind of heckled him because, he was trying to take a group photo for some people, and he was like, "Where's the button?" And I yelled out, "Is this your first time with a phone?" And I got a big laugh, you know. But then during the concert, I looked over. He's the one standing up and dancing, and he's rubbing himself, and he gave me a big hug after the show. He was crying in tears, and he was like, "I love you, brother." And
by the way, the guy Andrew said was old. Was like 52.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
yeah. I get that every day.
Anyway. I think this is wonderful. I think it's great that kids are going to discover classic rock because this is the first time in human history that this is viable. Like my parents' music was, you know, muffled recording with 2 microphones.
Yeah, who wants to sing? Mitch, who do I want to sing along with, really?
Well, I'll tell you, I think the songs were probably good. But the recording techniques and the way they made records, they won't last for thousands of years.
No.
Recording techniques pioneered by the Beatles and then every classic rock band afterwards
got much better.
Still hold up today as better than most pop music and better than, you know, the more tools you have and the more tracks you have, the more you can sort of just wash it all out. And the Grateful Dead is authentic. It's a jam band. And what was interesting about it for me watching Andrew is that, you know, he went through his phases, rap, you know, and rap. Yeah. And I think the third phase was rap.
He went West Coast, East Coast, hip hop.
But to see him totally turned on by jazz, fusion, blues-based jamming, and we're talking sometimes 5-minute guitar
solos.
Man.
Yeah. Everybody's just hands off and it goes on all night.
Oh, and Mayer's just so
Mayer's sick. Yeah.
Brilliant at it.
Yeah.
That even as someone who's parsed hit records and recognizes hit licks, I'm like, how can he keep doing that minute after minute live? And everything he's laying down is like heaven.
And part of it's improvised. Right, because they're just kind of looking at each other going, how about I just start playing, you know?
That's a good question because a jam band, by definition, is improvisation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think this is less improvised than it has been.
Well, I read an article. Well, I'll show you the article after, but they were kind of talking about how when John is playing the guitar, the other guy sort of thinks about what he's going to do next for his part. And so they sort of trade off. And then they sort of plan their visuals around what the song might be and what will go with it. So, I mean, it's so
musically.
Yeah, for a while I was like, "Who's this band in the middle of my YouTube video? Like, get out of the way!" You know, just.
Was the set list the same for both nights?
No.
I mean, so here's the thing: they do 3 different shows.
Okay.
There's about an hour repeat.
I was going to say, because there's visuals that have to accompany.
The visuals are like hit videos. Mm-hmm. They repeat many of them, but each night has something new. Mm-hmm. But every night, no song repeats for 3 shows. And that means that if you're a hippie chick with money, you have to buy all 3 shows.
Well, that's the people we talked to. They were like, "Oh, I drove up from Phoenix for the weekend, and I just, some people are like, oh, I came out earlier. This is my second weekend of seeing them for 3 nights in a row." People are just obsessed, and I get it.
There were probably more Volkswagen VW buses in Las Vegas that weekend than at any time previous in a long time.
I don't know where they would put them because there's no parking.
Parking, yeah.
Everybody Ubers, but I'm sure there's a couple. And I don't.
The desert.
Wait a minute. Do 20-year-olds have Volkswagen VW buses?
Oh, hell yeah.
Or is Ed still fantasizing about wavy gravy?
No,
when he met him?
no. They love
They
the
do?
buses. Yeah.
I mean, now you get a Mercedes Sprinter van and you dick it out, with a camper van, or I don't know if it's specific to the VW necessarily, but yeah, there is a whole van life culture for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Nomads.
So Ed, are you getting on a Break My Spirit Airlines flight and coming out here to
going to New York was tough on the back on that airline, but the back's in better shape because of swimming. So I'll certainly.
You should really check it out. But what you have to do is you have to buy tickets far in advance. So after last night, I went, oh my, how tickets in 2 weeks are for sale now. That's July 4th weekend.
Yeah,
and they're already nearly gone. At regular prices.
Oh, boy.
So I bought tickets for July 4th, 5th, and 6th. All 3 shows. Going again.
No kidding.
Yeah.
On the way in, on the way in, if I can do your little joke,
It was your joke. Well,
there was
my joke, actually.
People, gawking for something. I looked on the app and it was $1,400 before we got inside still. So.
$1,400 on the way there.
Yeah.
Almost $4,000
at
when
the
it was
time of the
clean.
show. Yeah. But, we saw these people looking for tickets and Dad goes, hey, how about we pawn these and go to Little Darlings instead? Just don't tell Mom, she thinks we're at the Grateful Dead concert.
That's not exactly what I said. I said, boy, we could sure sell these, and then you could go to Little Darling.
Yeah.
That's how I remember it.
And you'll just show up home 3 hours early, and you go, I don't know what happened to Andrew.
At 4 a.m. No,
I do.
I mean, scalpers made bank. Big time.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to go Taylor Swift. I think everyone who was there sent videos to their friends, and their friends are all racing to get the tickets.
On the way out, it was so funny because I was listening to people's conversation that were like, I gotta bring my sister next time, or what, like that. Yeah. It feels like this experience that you want to show people, and you want to,
it's kind of cultish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was. And it's funny because I was trying to, I hit record on one of the guitar solos, and then after 5 minutes, I looked at my phone. I didn't hit the record button. I was just holding my phone like this, going like,
done that.
It was the big red ball instead of the small one.
The gummies might have taken more effect on the second night.
We've all been there. Yeah.
Yes.
You go to hit stop, and then that's record. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, that's a tip and a prediction that it won't be just the Grateful Dead, but that young people need monster bands to be fans of. And they're not making them. And by the way, I don't mean to say that there'll never be any good new bands or great new bands. I actually think that Dead and Company will influence a younger generation of musicians, and they'll go, oh, I guess you have to practice and not just make a TikTok video.
10,000 hours. I'm not putting that in.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I think that will happen.
So you're almost a Deadhead now, right? You bought 2 days in a row, and now you're buying
3 days in a row.
You're buying another
Kool-Aid.
week, and you're gonna just keep coming back.
I moved here because there's no income tax and no inheritance tax.
I wonder why they want you to spend it all.
I'm just gonna put Ticketmaster as the beneficiary on all of my accounts because that's what they are.
Well, it sounds like from the article they said they hope to be asked back, and they expect that they will. I mean, they made $10 million in one weekend, so I think that they'll be happy.
And Bob, do you think they'll do a residency there?
This is a residency.
Yeah,
it is a residency.
They're here for 2 months.
They play 3 shows a week,
and it looks like, because someone texted me today. Oh, I sent a few of those pictures. I wouldn't post them online because to me that's tacky. A mono posting of a flat picture from the sphere is blasphemy.
I got one from Lisa. I could tell though.
Yeah, you could tell. But I texted some friends on the East Coast, and one of them said, "Oh, they're coming to Hartford. I can't wait to go." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"That's
they don't have the Sphere in Hartford.
they
Yeah.
don't have the sphere.
No.
It's the most incredible venue in the world."
There is an IMAX in, I think, Westport, right?
An IMAX.
Yeah. IMAX 70
You've
millimeter.
insulted him.
I'm not saying it's the Sphere.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what they'll do with it, though, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they'll tour with this. Obviously, it'll catch fire wherever they go.
Oh, huge.
But watch for this trend to continue, folks. There will be a Kiss forever.
Well, that's true. Look what ABBA did,
There
right? They'll
will be-
create virtual
Yeah.
Kiss.
There
of
already
themselves.
is a Queen forever because Adam Lambert is, the other guy died.
Yeah.
So this is going to keep happening. And you young people, practice. How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Take a left.
No, take a right and then practice. Anyway, that's the theme of our show. Thank you, everybody, for this pop-up podcast. It's been fun. It's been a little while since we've had a discussion.
I miss you.
Kelly?
And stay away from the gas station gummies.
Yeah. No, I got a good bud tender.
If they were better, they would be legal. They'd be illegal. That's my review. Is they're fine, but the good stuff is the good stuff for a reason.
All right, let's all do this.
2 tickets.
2 tickets. No, peace.
Oh,
That's
okay.
supposed to mean peace.
Oh.
No, it's 2 tickets to paradise. Any money, man.